The executive chef is Jeff Jackson, who brings more than 30 years of culinary experience to the lodge, having cooked at some of the finest tables in the country. Early in his career, Jackson worked with Jean Bachet at his celebrated La Francais. In 1988, Jeff won the esteemed USA Bocuse d'Or Culinary Gold Cup competition and recently served as the executive chef at Shutters on the Beach in Santa Monica, California, prior to joining the lodge. Jeff's ever-changing menus are determined and influenced by seasonally available foodstuffs from some of California's finest organic farms, orchards, and fishmongers.
Cooking is a craft, and it's one that requires an intimate knowledge of not only the technique of the craft, but also of one's materials that he uses. The end product that you get is only as good as the raw materials that you start out with. So what we do here is we spend a lot of time finding and searching out the best ingredients that we possibly can find. And then we prepare them very simply, in order to allow each one of these ingredients to speak for itself and to stand on its own and contribute to each individual dish. One of the farms that we do use here locally is called Good Faith Organic Farm, and Todd and Oasis Benson, who operate the farm, are very passionate about what they do, what they grow. In fact, they're two people that have a passion as to what they do that is equal to the staff that I have here and my passion for what I do. And it's just a wonderful experience to go out and see the way that everything is grown, see the way that it's harvested, and then taste it.
Wow.
All right, here's one of our compost piles here that we've been working on for a few months. What starts out as anaerobic action, which is the germs just kind of eating away, turns into an aerobic, which is when the soil is completely cooked and done. It's a sweet, almost delicious dirt. Yeah, this is the kelp from the San Diego City beaches. So it's got the full mineral spectrum, which is one of the things we're really after here on this farm.
And each one of these plays an integral part in the flavor of actually what is grown in them as well, correct?
The health of the plants and the flavor of the food all starts right here.
Now we're entering Eden, paradise.
Okay, Jeff, this is the Italian large leaf basil we've been delivering to your restaurant the last few weeks. Now you get a chance to actually see where it's coming from. And we'll harvest a little for our salad. And you have a recipe in mind as well.
We're going to utilize everything that we've got in the garden. What's amazing is you take a leaf of this and you eat it, and it's so completely different than anything you ever get in a store or anywhere else. The freshness and the flavor that comes from something that's just picked. The freshness of food and the wholesomeness of food is such a treat. This is just incredible.
Here we go.
Right.
This one. Let's go. That should be good.
Set. Let's go make some salad, huh?
Hey, that sounds good.
All right. Now that we're back from our walk in the garden, I wanted to show you a simple salad that's been around for hundreds of years that utilizes not only stale bread, which I know that we all have and can get rid of, but utilizes these wonderful vegetables that we've just gone and picked in the garden. Originally the salad, which is called a Panzanella, it's from northern Italy and originated hundreds of years ago. It's a Tuscan salad, consisted of old bread, tomatoes, and basil. And you can take that as your base and then grow on it and put into the salad whatever you would like. On this platter we have 3 different kinds of cucumbers and some peppers. These longer, narrower cucumbers are Japanese cucumbers, American slicing cucumbers, and lemon cucumbers. And back here in the back we won't be using these, but these are pickling cucumbers. Everyone who wonders where their pickles come from, those are them. These are some red peppers that we picked out in the garden, and this is an interesting variety of red pepper that is an heirloom variety that we'll put in the salad also. It's wonderfully sweet. And a Panzanella would not be a Panzanella without the basil, and the basil here is just incredible, and that's going to really throw the perfume and the flavor into the salad itself, besides all of the other vegetables that we're using. And then of course all the different varieties of heirloom tomatoes that we will put in there as well. And then back here in the back is some fresh garlic that has just cured. It's been laying out, Todd tells me, for about a month or 6 weeks, so it's ready right now. Now that we've identified all of our ingredients, we'll put the salad together. Oasis Benson, who is the mastermind behind the garden and responsible for all of this, is going to give me a hand here and put the salad together. So the way that we'll start, and I've already done this, we take an old loaf of bread, and usually if the bread is 2 or 3 days old and it's so hard that you can't push it in, that's a good thing for this salad. And what we do is we cut the bread and remove the crusts, and then just tear it into pieces. So we've removed all the crusts, and then we're going to tear the bread into chunks. And I have a plate over here that I've started, but I'll go ahead and tear the rest of the bread up here, because we have a lot of people to feed on the farm here today. So I have a bowl here, and I'll start out with just a little layer of bread on the base. And what happens is the juices from the tomatoes and the peppers and the vegetables and everything permeate the bread, and that's where you get your flavor. And it's really incredible. It tastes so wonderful. So I'll start out with some tomato first. And we'll just clean the core out of this a little bit. And then cut them in large chunks. Look at these, they're wonderful. This is the one you promised with me. Ever seen a tomato like that?
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Isn't that wonderful? And this is so juicy. So we'll put the tomatoes in. And these are just rough cut. You don't have to do anything special to them. Nothing gourmet. This is a very rustic type of salad that can actually be made a couple of hours in advance. Now I've cleaned a little bit of garlic also, some of our fresh garlic, and what I'm going to do is just slice it very, very thin, and then just put a couple of the slices in here. Then we'll take one of our onions that we got out of the field just earlier, and we've got the same type of situation here. It's so fresh and so sweet that we'll be able to just put the thin slices of onion in and let the flavor go to town. And the same thing with the cucumbers. Now if you'll notice with this cucumber also, we're leaving the peel on. This is another benefit of being right next to the garden itself, because the skins are so thin and they're not bitter at all, that you can utilize the entire fruit. And it just adds that dimension of flavor also that's so good. So we've got to throw some pepper in here as well, since we've got these wonderful peppers. I'll just peel that out right there. And again, just rough chop. And then it wouldn't be a panzanella without the basil. So this is where I like to have tons and tons of basil. You want to pick and tear some basil with me, Oasis? And what I do is just pick the leaves and just tear them and put them right in. And what we'll do now is we'll drizzle a little bit of olive oil over it. And then you can use either lemon juice or red wine vinegar or champagne vinegar, whatever you would like. I'll use a little lemon juice since we've got lemons growing out here on the trees as well. And then some salt and pepper. So there you have it, panzanella.
Thank you, Jeff.
Executive Chef Jeff Jackson of A.R. Valentien, The Lodge at Torrey Pines.